Attention passionate Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Pittsburgh Steelers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Pittsburgh Steelers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. What we've been hearing lately has the potential to shake up the AFC North in a way that the Steelers fans haven't seen in quite some time. It's all about the possibility of Patrick Surtain heading to Pittsburgh from the Denver Broncos. That's right, a player of Surtain's caliber, a true shutdown cornerback, could soon be donning the black and gold. And let me tell you, this isn't just some rumor floating around. This is gaining serious traction, especially after the trade deadline on November 4th. The buzz is that the Broncos, currently in a bit of a rebuild mode after a disappointing season, are looking to move Surtain to free up some cap space, around $26 million, and to accelerate their rebuild plans. For the Steelers, this could be a game changer, especially on the defensive side of the ball, which, let's be honest, has struggled at times this year, especially in the secondary. The Broncos are sitting at a record that's not quite playoff-bound and are prioritizing building for the future. Their cap situation isn't great, especially with players like Sutton, who's set to hit a hefty $30 million cap hit with extensions on the horizon. Trading Surtain, a 25-year-old elite corner, would free up some much-needed cap space and give them additional draft capital. Think first-round pick in 2026 and a third-rounder in 2027. That's a smart move for a team that's not pushing for the postseason anymore, and it aligns with their rebuild strategy. But for the Steelers, this is a golden opportunity. They're sitting pretty at 9-6 and leading the AFC North, and adding Surtain could elevate their secondary to a whole new level. Especially with Pierre and Eccles nursing injuries, having a shutdown corner like Surtain would be an enormous boost. Now, let's talk about why Surtain makes so much sense for Pittsburgh. He's been a standout this season, with a PFF grade of 73. 7 overall in 2025, and he's especially good in coverage, boasting a 72-0 grade in that department. He's not just a ball hawk with 7 interceptions in his career, but he's also a versatile corner. Last year, he was a Defensive Player of the Year candidate, racking up 36 passes defensed and maintaining a PFF grade of 91. 2 in 2024. Right now, in 2025, he's allowed just over half of the targets thrown his way to be completed, 19 receptions on 34 targets, which is a 55.9% completion rate, and he's surrendering just 2 yards per target. His EPA per target is 15, meaning he's actively making plays and reducing the success of opposing offenses. And here's the kicker, his durability. Minimal injuries, which is a huge plus in today's NFL, where depth is everything. The Broncos, despite his talents, are giving up an average of 3 points per game, and that's an area where Surtain could really help turn things around. He's the kind of player that elevates defenses by forcing more incompletions, about 15% more than average, according to some advanced metrics, and he can lock down the best WRs in the league. When you compare him to other elite CBs, he's right up there, and his presence would have a ripple effect on the entire defense, especially with T.J. Watt dealing with a lung issue recently. Surtain's addition would create mismatches for offenses and allow Watt and others to play freer, attacking the quarterback without constantly worrying about their side of the field. Now, what does this mean for the Steelers? Well, for starters, it would dramatically improve their secondary, which has been a concern all season. Pierre and Eccles have been injured, and that's left the unit vulnerable. Surtain's ability to shut down top receivers like Tyreek Hill, for example, would be a massive upgrade. His addition could lead to at least 2 more interceptions for the Steelers and a significant drop, around 20%, incompletion rates for opposing quarterbacks targeting their top WRs. That's the kind of impact that can lift a defense from solid to elite, pushing Pittsburgh into the upper echelon of NFL defenses, especially with the playoffs approaching. The stats and projections are exciting, too. If Surtain joins the Steelers, we're looking at a defense that could improve from an overall grade of around 80 to an impressive 85 based on PFF metrics. His presence would make Pittsburgh's pass defense much more stingy, and with Watt and others creating pressure, opposing QBs will have a much harder time completing passes. The ripple effect extends beyond just the secondary. Certain's ability to cover top receivers allows the linebackers and safeties to play more aggressively, knowing they've got a lockdown corner on the other side. And let's not forget the playoff implications. The Steelers, currently at 9-6, have a real shot at making a deep run, especially if they can bolster their defense with a player like Certain. His presence on the field could be the difference maker in tight playoff games, especially in defending against explosive offenses like the Kansas City Chiefs. If he can neutralize their top receiver, Tyreek Hill, as some experts suggest he could, Pittsburgh's chances of winning games increase significantly. Odds have shifted quite a bit, with Super Bowl futures moving from about plus 3,500 to plus 2,000 if this trade materializes. That's a huge jump, and it shows how much faith the betting markets are placing on Certain's impact. For the Broncos, the odds are plummeting, with their rebuild prospects looking more prolonged and uncertain. What does this all mean for the big picture? Well, this trade could be the turning point that propels the Steelers into a true dynasty contender. They've been building steadily, and adding a player like Certain not only fills a critical need, but also signals their intent to contend for championships now and in the future. His veteran presence, combined with his elite skills, could help Pittsburgh return to the Super Bowl stage, echoing some of the franchise's most successful eras. Historically, big trades like this, think of the Seahawks trade for Metcalf in 2025, have transformed teams and set them on a path toward greatness. It's about making bold moves when the opportunity arises, and Pittsburgh's management seems to recognize that. Furthermore, this move would send a message to the rest of the AFC North that the Steelers are serious about reclaiming their dominance. The division has been competitive, with teams like Cincinnati and Baltimore always lurking, but with Certain's addition, Pittsburgh could establish a new level of defensive excellence that's hard to match. It's about setting the tone for years to come, and making a statement that the Steelers are back in the conversation for Super Bowl glory. The fans, the players, and the entire organization would rally around this move, and it could spark a new era of Steelers football, one characterized by a dominant defense, smart roster management, and a clear path to the Lombardi Trophy. And now, Pittsburgh Steelers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential blockbuster move? Do you believe Certain can be the missing piece that pushes Pittsburgh over the top? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Steelers. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news. This is an exciting time for Steelers Nation, and we're here to cover every twist and turn with the passion and detail you deserve. Let's go, Steelers!